the things that you guys can be doing to stay 5 years ahead of your competition. And we're continuing that theme by sharing with you a lot of cool new innovations that we've been working on that are going to take us way, way further that in the future. So we're up to two big things today. One is we're going to share with you a bunch of the new products that we've been working on and technologies that we've been working on. But also, I want to share with you our innovation process, our research and development process, and how we take software from an idea all the way to a very useful system that helps you guys run your businesses better. HCSS is no stranger to innovation. In fact, we've been at this for 30 years, actually 32 years. I want you guys to imagine with me, much younger Mike Ryden, our CEO, crouched behind a DOS terminal, basking in the glow of his green screen monitor, click-clacking away late at night, building an early version of Heavy Bid, saving that off to floppy disks and shipping them out to our brave early estimation customers, who then installed it on their desktops and got off of paper and did their estimates for the first time on desktop systems. This might sound kind of arcane now. This is hugely revolutionary. Before that, everybody was doing it on paper, and the guys who did that got a competitive advantage over everybody else that was doing it on paper. We know that this has been a huge success now. Any given day or week, we've got 40,000, 50,000 estimators using that system here 32 years later. But the innovation didn't end there. In the 90s, we launched Heavy Job, and we tried something really crazy. We put laptops out in the field and gave them to the foreman and said, we want you guys to be putting all of your stuff in on the job site so you know exactly where you're at every single day and this thing doesn't go off track. And at first, people laughed at us. But y'all know how that turned out. It works, and the guys who did it got a competitive advantage over everyone else. We brought out scheduling and logistics with our dispatcher system in 2004. We went really deep around equipment with our GPS system, Fueler, Equipment 360s in the later 2000s. 2012 was really exciting for me. That's when I joined the company and was able to bring our first mobile and web applications. And I tell you, it was so cool watching the industry soak up the mobile apps like a sponge. It was just perfect. The whole mobile concept was so perfect for construction because instead of having a laptop that we have to open up and wait for it to boot, you flip that open to your time card and out it goes. And you guys loved it and have taken to it like I'm faster than any other commercial adoption I've ever seen. 2015 was exciting when we launched our safety system. And we saw you guys change your mindset about safety, not just from the software, but culturally. Change your company's mindset from it being in the domain of a few safety professionals to expanded to this concept of crew-based safety and everybody being responsible for creating a safe job site. And this year it's so exciting. It seems like everybody's jumping on that process, and it's really making a difference about creating the safest possible work environment for our construction companies. So the innovation hasn't stopped, and we're in no way sitting on our laurels. The 5 new products that we're going to talk about today are Hcss Submittals, RFIs and Change Orders project, Plans, Trucking, Employee App, and our new business intelligence system called Hcss Intelligence. So we'll be getting into details of all of these. But what I want to do before we get into that is talk a little bit about how we do innovation at HCSS. And the first thing I want to address is belay any fears that you guys have about, I use Heavy Job or I use Heavy Bid, and I want to make sure that you're taking care of the systems that I use today. Why are you worrying about all this new stuff? And I'll give you, it's a tough balancing act because we need to be constantly caring and feeding, continuously improving all of our existing systems, but we plan to be in business for another 30 years, and we need to continue to improve our systems and create new systems so that we can create a new and exciting future. So the way that we're doing that is kind of interesting. We built a two-story, 100-plus person development center in the back of our campus now, and that's where all of our developers are. And they come in every day, and they're enhancing, continuously improving, maintaining all of our existing software products. And you know about our support organization, 3 rings or less, that takes a 70-plus person organization to do that. Our implementation people help you get the most out of the software when you install it. So we make sure none of those processes and systems get disrupted. And so what we've done is we put our strategy and our research and development folks up at the top corner of the building, kind of keep them out of the day-to-day operations so that they can focus on building the next generation of software. And it's working. We're actually getting a lot of new stuff built while we're creating the future. So this R&D process is kind of cool. At any point in time, there's a near unlimited number of ideas that we can go tackle. And these ideas come from everywhere, mostly from our customers. A lot of times we come out and just spend some time with you and we find out, wow, we could eliminate this whole step in a process, or get this report to you a lot easier, or automate something that currently is maybe paper-based. Sometimes our implementation guys come up with great ideas. Our support guys, sales guys, they come from everywhere. And at any point in time, we have a strategy process where we're evaluating all of those ideas for the amount of effort and the amount of value that they bring, and some of them we decide to invest in, and we drop those into what we call our alpha process. So this is lingo that you're going to hear us talk about a lot. When you hear alpha, I want you to think a little science experiment. We're going to try something, and we like to be really brazen about trying things. So we'll throw things into this alpha test, and we move way past PowerPoint where we actually start building software, and we get it into our customers' hands, sometimes really early, like painfully early. It still has bugs, it still is not feature complete, but it'll tell us, does this have some merit? Is this going to have some value for the customer? And a lot of times we'll make 10 changes in a week as we're responding to the feedback that we're getting from customers. As we go through that process, we have a philosophy at HCSS about failing fast. And some of these things look great on paper, but when we got it in the alpha process, it was a dumb idea. And we kill them. And we kill them quick so that we can go focus on the things that we know are going to bear fruit. And so those move to what we call our beta process. So I want you to think about, when you hear the word beta, that's where we got something that looks like it has a lot of promise, but we've got to go finish it. So now we're going to finish all the setups and all the reports and all the boundary conditions that are going to make it a complete product. And yes, we're continuing to work with our customers through this process. And we want to add more and more customers, because what we discovered too is what may have worked for 1 or 2 alpha customers, when we got it out to 50 or whatever beta customers, sometimes we find out it's not really tenable, and some of those get killed. But the ones that don't move on to our launch phase, and launch is the really exciting part. That's where we actually get to bring it out and let everybody start using the system. Excuse me. So we have, of our 5 systems that we're introducing today, they're all on different stages of this continuum. We're going to talk about RFIs, submittals, change orders. That's in late stage in our alpha process. It'll be kind of moving into that out of experimental. We're pretty sure that's got merit, and it's going to become a beta product soon. So that's kind of in that transition. Business intelligence is really late in the beta phase, and it's pretty close to full product launch. Trucking plans and employee are available to everyone, and we want you guys to go out and credentials, turn it on, and start using it. So this whole thing is kind of a thinly veiled recruiting message. I want to get more and more companies involved in our R&D process. If you guys, 1, have an idea, I want to know about it. 2, if you know that we're working on something and you want to be part of that, or you think you have some vision for it, we want to get you in on those projects. These are some of the companies that helped us this year alone in helping us build some of these systems. Now, this isn't for everybody. It takes an experimental mindset. You have to be willing to try things and then fail and look at failure as part of the path to success. You need to be a shaper. You need to be willing to kind of look at it and go, okay, that's okay, but if we did this, it'd be great. And we want somebody we can collaborate on with that. Resiliency is important. We're going to give you very nascent software that's going to have problems, and we need you to help us work through that in the early days. But there's huge benefits of being part of this. First of all, you get to influence the direction of the products. You're going to be demonstrating your industry leadership. And the funnest part is, 5 years from now, once that product's a success out in the market, you get to say, I was part of building that. So if you want to be part of this process, which we really, really want to get you in on, Please come find me, Tom Webb, JP, Giametti, or just shoot us an email at ideas@hcss.com and we'll put you into our cloud of alpha and beta customers to help us with this. All right, so I'm going to move on to the next section of our presentation where we're actually going to get into some of these products that we've been working on. The first one is as I just said, it's still in our alpha phase. It's our Submittals, RFI, and change orders product. JP Giametti leads our strategy group, and he's key in helping us do all the analysis and figuring out what ideas we're actually going to go invest in. And JP has personally shepherded the development of the Submittals, RFIs, and change orders project over the last year. So come on up, JP, and let's show everybody what we've been doing.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Mike. So I am the alpha product, so don't make fun of me, guys. But I wanted to share 3 things today. Number 1, why are we doing this? What is the rationale behind? What is the strategy? Why we think that makes sense based on the conversations that we have with many of you. What are the benefits, especially for RFI, change orders, submittals. And then I want to give you a taste of the submittal process, how it works, so you can see with your own eyes what's going on. Now, let me, number 1, right, why we are doing this. I think, like Bordelon said, we did a good job in the last 20, 30 years to help you streamline the estimating process. I'm impressed every day when I see new companies or, many of you hiring estimators. You have a clear process for estimating, and I think a big part of that is thanks to HeavyBit. We did the same with HeavyJob, right, for your payroll needs. We have some functionality today for project management, as you can see in the screen, but our goal is to add more to that. That's where RFI, change orders, submittals come in place, and you will learn later today from plans, with my colleague Ratev. And eventually, what we want to help you is not just to communicate within your company, but also help you to communicate with your project owner, your subcontractor, your suppliers, or your design or engineer teams. What we learn is that owners are becoming more demanding, right? They may be asking more documentation from you. You may be dealing with more subs. We also learn that you may have, this is where with the change orders or RFI or submittals, where you may have project delays, and many times you may have disputes, and you're looking for documentation, and many times you're facing that the engineer team, they're better equipped with the documentation or evidence, and you need that help. What we learned as part of our research, working in the last 5 to 6 months in this alpha stage, is that many of you guys are doing RFI submittals with emails. Sometimes you're using Excel. Sometimes you have the information on SharePoint. Sometimes it's hard for you to get ready for your weekly meeting, right? And have that clear snapshot of where you are so you can share it with your owner or with your team. So what we're trying to do is to help you improve the approval process. We have this thesis that we can take you from 2 weeks to even 3 days. And actually we can help you with automated reminders. How cool will it be, right, if your sub get a text message or an email saying, hey, I'm waiting for this document. And we make it nice and friendly so they can work with you. Remember yesterday, Tom Webb, he talked about how you can become a better partner for your owners or even for your subs. I think that this system can help you to get there. Again, if we think about the 3 buckets, right, the average or the, I think was, you have like the behind, average, or advanced, this could put you in the advanced bucket, going back to the 5 years ahead of your competition. Now, what's the goal again? We want to help you to have all your projects, all your documents, all your tags just in one place. Let me give you a little bit of information about how the system works. This is the main screen. This is a web-based product. You can access from your phone, from your iPad, from your desktop. As you see on the left side, you can see your own projects, you can see your peer projects, you can invite your subs to be part of the system. And on the right side, you have a quick dashboard that you can just double click, and you have a snapshot of how many submittals do you have waiting on the owner, how many change orders are past due, how many issues are you close. Let me give you a quick sample of how you can create a submittal so you can have a taste. So in this case, you are a project manager working for a general contractor, and you're going to create a submittal. All you have to do, go to the system, click on the Create Submittal green button, and then from there you're going to put the subject. You're going to pick the spec section. You pick your supplier, in this case, Hcss Construction, Michael Jones. And from there, an email that is already pre-populated is going to show up. You can add any comment that you want. You just click send. That's it. And if you see now, the status is awaiting documents. That's all you have to do to start the process. Now let me show you what's happening on the other side. Now you are the subcontractor, right? You are Michael Jones. You may be on the field, you have your iPad, you get an email from the project manager. Again, if you see, all you have to do, you get that email, you just have to click there. You can attach your document, in this case can be a drawing. Click send. You can add any comment that you want, and that's it. If you see, I don't have to log into the system. Again, we are trying to do this in 2 or 3 clicks max, so we can help you, with the communication. Now, the great thing here is that after he submits the file to you, the system is going to update the status of that submittal, saying documents received. Now from here, you may want to send this to the owner for approval. What I like from these guys is that we put you back on the front seat. Many times I hear from many of you saying, me as a project engineer, project manager, I don't want the parties to communicate, I want to have visibility, I want to be the approval, the gatekeeper, and then when I approve my documents, I want to disseminate this with the field, where I think also we can help you in the near future. So let me show you what's happened. You get the document from the sub. If you see now documents received, you're going to click there. And again, very similar process. You see, you click on that submittal, you send submit to owner. You may add any comment that you want for that specific correspondence. Click send, and that's it. You know where I'm going with this? The same process, for submittals can be similar from RFIs in the sense that we want to help you with the approval workflow process, and then we have the dashboard. You can actually see where you are, and you can share that with your peers. Now, this is the part that I love the most. You have an audit trail. If you see for each submittals, you have a step-by-step what's going on. So if someone has a claim or a dispute, or if you have to go to court, you can print this and say, hey, buddy, I sent the file to you last week. These are the tools that I think that will put you time back to your busy agenda, and we are excited to take to the beta stage. This is an example of how the submittal register looks like. Many of you share with me the submittal register that you have to share with DOT or Caltran. Looks very similar to this one. You can easily print, share, and that's become your weekly report for the owner or for your team. Now, going back to Bordelon's recruitment message, I want to thank to all these companies, because in the last 5 months I was working with all of them, especially with Pleasant, Granite Rock, Preston Pipeline, Carolina Bridge, OC Jones. We are going to be taking this product to the beta stage in the next couple of weeks, and these companies already commit to help us to get there. So if you have to remember one thing for this is, we're working on RFI change order submittals. We want to connect this with heavy job, heavy bit. That's what is coming as a part of the project management platform. And feel free to talk to me or go outside in the one-on-one booth. And also we're going to have a class later today at 10:30 with the folks from Granite Rock, where they're going to be sharing their own experience using the system and what they can do to improve the project management practice. Thank you very much.
Very cool. Thanks, JP.